Good morning, folks. It's 8:05 a.m. on the first month, 31st day, 2025. What I'm looking at here is a very interesting image that I've got going on from 55 minutes ago on the radar. Hang on, I'm going to zoom out a bit. On the Windy's Nexrad radar feed. And this is, very current data, I'd say 55 minutes ago. I had to reload my screens because I numbnutted myself and closed out my Explorer. And when I was looking at the maps to triangulate how things were going to go today. Now, if I look in here, the first thing I see is a series of circles inside each other, right? Going on right here. See these here? And I also see the rays, radar rays, going towards the station here, right? So that means inside this area from here to here, it's pulsating or rippling the atmosphere, causing waveforms up and down like that, which will be moving, in this case here, it's moving this direction. So these things are carrying impetus with it in pockets of different weather materials, I should say, are fitting inside the center of each one of those waveforms. In here, this is where you'll end up getting particles. And so that will help move some of this out inland here. And a beam that came here is pretty much doing the deciding lines of where this event is going to impact inland. I had beams coming out from Bowen over here on the peninsula as well. Right, and I know that Mackay had come up under like that, so that this area of flow is where most of the rains are going to come in this area, just based on this one image here. And that is an interesting capture to see on the radar screen. If I run this slowly, you'll see the pulsation going out, and the flow is cut coming in from the ocean really is designed to make sure the water goes where the geoengineers want it. And what the geoengineers want is usually what the agenda wants, because the same people proposing these new smart cities are funding the solar radiation management program for decades. Through Scope X, we could even say Project Loon was not just for Wi-Fi signal in the sky, the one that Google did years back. It was also a perturbation experiment, which means you used some kind of particles or some kind of radar to measure it, where the plumes are going, and that's what they call them, plumes, where I come up with that. As I'd like to keep you guys accurate when it comes to geoengineering, though. It's not like it's something they talk about on the news. So you can see the pulsation actually going through this one part of this cloud, of this radar ray here. I'll move it faster so you might can pick it up. So you can see how the condensates are being pushed along, and as you've got particles next to each other that you push together will make the particles bigger, or raindrops in this case, until they're big enough to fall as rain. And the totals that are coming this way are what I was a bit nervous about happening. And I was telling you guys, I believe it was in the 27th even of this month, that I was looking at 1.2 meters. I saw one graphic of 1.5 meters, but to say exactly what the condensation fall will be is to have to watch these events as they come. And each one of these creates an area of stiffness in the atmosphere, or for condensates to collide against, to also help make the droplets big enough to fall. And so most of the falls are occurring in front of the radar line here of biggest flows. And as I look back, I've seen a lot of beaming going on. You see, watch Bowen shoot out to sea to keep that defined line of flow coming towards the north and the west here, to keep things colliding along that line. And some of the storms as well will go under this and still wet these areas from like Prosper Pine and such. And there's a big line coming in off the ocean now, it's affecting the Mackay area, which I'll show in a moment. But that really is the geoengineering of these flooding events. It seemed to coincide with the proposals of smart cities, new ports, wantings of casinos, and such and such. Seems to get overlooked in the lines of causation. So I took the liberty of already marking some maps to save a bit of time. So I'm going to go to some of the ones I already marked this morning, and I put up. Right, here's the, yeah, that's nice to see. This is the Mackay radar. It being down in this type fashion. And I caught this at, well, last night before I went to bed. You're looking at about 7-8 hours ago. But this flow will pretty much keep staying in place. And you see that beam out going out there? That's also a dividing line to bring things more towards the north of the station itself. And let's see if we can catch the other one. And this here was the Townsville one, where it's also with the Bowen had done a few beams as well, to show the lines and the flow of how these things work. Because you're going to have to teach yourself this, you know, or pay attention and look at what I do. This is a flow boundary, but you can also see the circle pulse right here from the underneath. So this is an advanced radar. Yeah, this is a seriously upgraded model over here in Townsville, and it kind of looks like this. The Townsville one is this radar here. This little rascal right here, boy. If there was ever a big golf club I could use to look at that. That's your Nexrad radar that's doing those beams here, all down this old beautiful Red Earth Road. And what is that? That it's being used for that? That's a fucking shame. But you know, people don't understand weather modification is even being possible, let alone going on. And well, you get called a tinfoil hatter, and all your information is disregarded. And this is the Bowen Nexrad that was doing that. See it? I'd love to know what this device in particular is. Yeah, that's another. I'm not going to go into the spaceport again. And the Mackay radar that I showed is on is here, in this location here, down near the park. It's up on the hill, isn't it? See that ball right there? That's your weather radar. That's your Nexrad, and it's capable of beaming. Okay, so it's definitely considered a Nexrad. This one is that a quarry? Yep, and the other one that's having a big influence as well is the Richmond radar, which did a half moon, which I'll explain that flow as well, because I did some captures on what's occurred today, and it's right here as well. There you go. Noticing something? The center of all these beads is one of those damn little golf balls on a tee, man, and it's starting to tee me off. And did I show you the Cairns one? You know, if these are the stars of the show, if these are the makings of the weather, and they stick one of these up on your mountaintop, you're getting fried. You absolutely are. That's that one. Was it a shadow of a ladder or something to go up to the top? Is this just a half moon shaped one? Who knows? All I know is that sucker's beaming this storm, and it's pinning the flows to the coast of your country today. Yep. And that's how what that beam did. It's happening. And I went and I marked up, I think this one's the next one. It showed what the radars did. Okay? This one's doing a half moon. It's causing flow down in this direction. We know that this one over here in Cairns has done that fan there, creating a flow boundary this represents here, this line. where condensates are going to have a hard time going beyond, because this one here is the initial line of the strongest pull or flow from the EMF from the ocean and inland, kind of pins these flows, saying that this area here is extra fucked because this is pumping the water in there. Those ripples and pulsations I showed you on the radar are taking water, hemming them up in the troughs of the waveform and slinging it towards inland, and that's just going to lead to the fucking of this area here from here to here more. And if it's pulsing this side as well, the stuff coming in is going to do that. All I need is a V-shaped beam now, and everything on here like a vacuum is going to get sucked through that point in land, because that's just how fluid dynamics work. Basic hydraulics will tell you that one. Yeah, so this is absolutely, these poor folks are fucked. And you guys here, you're extra fucked. Yeah, extra fucked. So I nearly closed the screen. It's what I did last time. It was not good. And what other graphic did I have to show? This was just showing a pulse that was occurring off of Western Australia near Perth, that came off coast, triangulated about here, but there is a device here capable of making a beam that pulsates like that one that I just showed you out west in Queens, out in east in Queensland. It's pulsing. Well, it's pulsing all the way out to sea here, and you can see it pretty good. If I jump over here, if I zoom in here, you can see this waveform coming out. Bzzz, getting fried, Straya style. See how the waveform is coming in, and that one's meeting it, and it's totally annihilating the moisture. These clouds came in here to die, because the waveform is just cutting them up. The water and the moisture is still there. It's just not showing up anymore. The molecules have become too small to be a significant. Oh man, Grandpa's burning. Oh man, I already knew that. Look at this fires, folks. Isn't this heart-wrenching? There's no way you could tell me lightning did this. Unless the lightning was induced by lasers, and that is possible. A scientific principle known as ducting, D-U-C-T-I-N-G. Laser comes down, creates like an invisible wire, or it's a plasma wire, and down it comes. Down comes the electrical potential. But this is just, come on, man. That's almost if you put a French square down on that, it would line up with the curves. This is this side of this side. Well, you want a wide road through there? How many W's can you make in this picture? Oh boy. The big W is why? Because we let them. How many of these fires look like exact squares? How much burning of my land here that I love to look at and think about forests? How come the greens are burning things? As in people that think things should be all green, and you're warming the globe, but yet burning down a forest might create some heat. All right, let's look at some of the chem. It's feeding this monstrosity out here. Right, the devil-eyed looking thing out here. Mr. Squiggles over on his side. I'm getting upset. Jewish high symbol out here. No, that's the Mayflower. Or is it the 666 like some Monster Energy drinks? You guys gonna wake up dead one day, I swear, because you don't pay attention. Look at these dikes in here. Would you say that's a chem bomb? Would you call that naturally occurring cloud formation? And if so, I'll call you out of your mind. Boom, 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 plumes. That's a boom, boom, plume. Wicking up some moisture, getting ready to bring it your way. You can see the corridor flow that's been set up here. Plasma's telling you everything right through here. See that line? What a fucking shame, what a fucking shame. Alright, I'm going to roll through some of the totals before I get so pissed off I end up clicking the screen off. Well, you can see we got the radars in. You can see that this, what I told you, that flow line of the Richmond radar is doing exactly what I just said it was doing. I have to know these things. Or how can I predict how much water you're going to get? Well, you've gotten ample warning. My advice now is to sit tight. Don't be endangering emergency workers. And then I'll have a show after this where we can talk about what do you need for emergencies. You know, what are we going to need to do to help people in the way of these storms? So I'll do is I'll roll this while I kind of read that, because this is upsetting to show. And I'm only going to show you this event. This tendril off coast here is packing 3 centimeters of water an hour plus. Okay, and it's so the amount of time it's just sitting over you does matter. And well, if you keep getting belted day after day with this, the floods are bad. So first thing I want to say is you don't run up in your roof in a flood if you do not have some stuff in the roof to get out of the roof, because you get trapped up there. Water starts moving around in waves inside your roof. You'll get smashed against the nails that come through the roof and the top. Not a pleasant thing to see videos of. Yeah, let Lismore floods be a lesson. Lismore, you're going to be fine, by the way. Somebody was asking about that. Yeah, you'll be okay. Yeah, this isn't for you, this show. Watch out for the crocs in this area once the floods come. The crocodiles are going to have an absolute feast day. Open up your pastures and paddocks for animals. Make sure they got something on the higher ground with food and fresh water in it, and do this immediately. That's right. Even sometimes putting something outside so birds can land on it could be the difference between an exhausted bird after so many days of this going on, exhausting and dying, and living. It's up to us to be the guardians of this land if we can think to do so. Make sure you got rope. I keep telling people this in flooded areas. 9 feet of rope can save your life. You have it around your waist. If you ever had to tie off to something, throw it to somebody, put a couple pieces of rope together. You can save lives with rope. Or to get yourself down from a roof into something. Never go into a roof you don't have the ability to get out of. And if you decide to be able to use your roof for an emergency, why don't you put some life jackets and life preservers up there like you would use flotation devices, if you will, like when you go canoeing. You just store them up there. Never ever thought I'd have to give that kind of advice, but I'm gonna. Don't endanger emergency workers. You will get in your arcs and you will listen to your radios and you'll find out what's going on that way. If you got to see what's going on that bed, you click this little button here, and you can look at webcams, you can look at the roads, you can see them without leaving your house. Everything is fine here for now on this road, see? But those conditions are going to change. They're going to change drastically differently. So, and I welcome you. Use the camera network to see what's going on, because this isn't the time to be rubbernecking disaster touristing. And what are we going to get ready for people? So they have. We're going to make mosquito repellent for them, natural stuff, because they're coming. They're coming with a vengeance after things dry out a little bit. We're going to bring them camping kit. We're going to bring them blankets. We're going to find some mosquito nets for people to be able to sleep properly without getting bitten off. We're going to bring them water, ice, and fuel for their generators. And we're going to bring our help, our physical help. Why? Because you're straight, man. You got this. Know it. Because this is a long, terrible, geoengineered land grab of this area. And it ain't fitting that you don't get ample warning from the Bureau of Morons who claim to be so accurate. But yet I seen this thing coming last week and told you guys. My God, it's just a terribleness, absolute terribleness going on. When I look at the satellite image even, look at these high tops over here. They're not even in the flow line. The whole square of storm is here. So that's trucking west. And then this fails, you ain't done. They got to have a line of weather here to split in half and make a pan of the radar towards that direction and that direction to keep this flow going like this. Yep. and it's going on right now. This is the infrared. You see the difference in the temperatures on the cloud tops whenever they deploy something super cold. It goes very black. And you'll see the formations like you see in the chem bombs like that. This little black star there in the center of the dots. You know, dot, 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 dot. You can see the deployments inside the high tops of these clouds. So whether it's silver iodide or not, is, you know, that's not the only things that makes things cold. I'm not picking up enough silver iodide in soil samples and hair samples. I'm picking up aluminum, barium, strontium, and such as like that. So really, I call bullshit on their silver iodide excuse. And that won't be one of those planes from an airport doing it. Look at these all pointing at that spot over there, over near Bambaroo. It's a Bambaroo. It's total whiteout. From the pictures I'm seeing that you guys sent, and I did an asking for you guys to send some pictures of just a certain area. And thank you very much, because the information is invaluable. Let's see where you put it. You guys have saved so many lives. Don't say I saved lives. You did it. You guys are saving lives by sharing these warnings that are not going out on the mainstream. So really, when I see this look to your sky, I think aluminum hydroxide. If I have aluminum and I have sulfuric acid precursors in the sky, and I have moisture, and I add a bicarbonate to the sky, I will make aluminum hydroxide, which makes a milked out look to the sky, so you can't see the geoengineering that's going on. You can't see it. And aluminum hydroxide is easy to make, and with the ingredients proposed, this is towards Townsville. Looks like somebody's got the runs. Yes, definitely the runs there. You know, you're going to sit tight. You ain't going to risk your vehicle, your livelihood, or your family. Again, that look, the milky look to the sky, aluminum hydroxide. Isn't it a mighty odd looking break in the clouds here, huh? Is everything pointing at one spot here? Look. Right here in the center. That's chem bomb, man. That's chem bomb all day long. That ain't the sun shining. That's the big sphincter causing the big skyria all over Queensland. Yeah. Skyria all over you all. Yep, that's serious skyria going on. Let's see what other shots we get. Looking southeast from Trinity Beach. And that's going under that, and it's got another layer. So we've got 3 layers going on. Uh-oh, we have the indigenous mask from dancing around. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. At least I didn't see the tiki off the coast. Ah, this is important. Look at this big rope of crap. Look at this chem crap here. And thank you, people that sent these pictures and participated in this. If I didn't name your names, you were heroes for sharing it, this type of information. Square form to that one. See it? Dot, 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 chem. Another square here. Streamer's pointing right there. We gotta look, man. That just could be a wisp. Sometimes the edges of the clouds will get wispinesses that will naturally occur, like there. But these squares, come on, it's undeniable. Undeniable. They cannot be denied that is a square form. Okay, so I'm going to get away from that part of this. So thank you very much, Brooke and Sue and Joshua, for tagging somebody. And yeah, you. I'm not gonna try your name. I'm gonna, teacher. Hey, teacher, can you teach him about the geo? And thank you, Kelly, for giving yesterday's picture. So they smashed you all out, and David Akers. So right, those are those names that I've said. I have said them. I have spoken. Yeah, I guess you should see the camera that was over New Zealand today. It was horrendous, absolutely horrendous. But I imagine you're going to want to see the totals. It's just a fair thought. My determiner says that ECMWF is currently the most accurate of where the storm is going. And these are devastating totals to have to show you over. I'll put you over through to the 8th because this thing is a long, sustained event. So this should be till Friday, okay? Yeah. And they've been getting rains. But as the closer you get to the coast, the more devastating this is because of the radar lines that came up the coast through this area here have created a drop line or simulates a mountain range or a hill. A hillside will have rain hit the side, the windward side. Well, basically, it's like the waveform itself makes a hillside. So the beams that came up and down created a flow like this. And this is what's happening. It's visibly quite evident. And this is how I see it. All right, we had these beams come up. We had these come down. I need white. We have beams down, right? We have beams up. And we have beams out. This was pulsating like this. And then we had a hard this one and a hard that one. And this one Bowen shot out here. So all this flow is hitting a shape like that. And so when it hits it, it drops as rain on that side of it. And so this side here is going to get the heaviest falls on the sides of the beams that were being done. That's just how that's going to work. Because they did this. And they're doing this right now. That's causing that to happen. That's causing this flood. That's causing these terrible totals over the next week. Yes, I said week. And it is terrible. Yes, there's other places getting rain today. When I look down toward New South Wales, I'm looking at 2 to 4 centimeters in some spot, but you got nothing major coming on here at all. And as you get past, I think it was like Wednesday, you got some nice weather coming in some of these spots. Right? I like saying that. But it's going to get hot. But then, hello, have some more. I don't want to zoom back and then depress everybody. So I'd rather cheer you up and say, you see that? Be looking out for your afternoon showers. Be enjoying some time. Because these folks up here are copping it for you. As more moisture is being moved in from Carpentaria, as yet I don't see evidence of a cyclone yet, of that you could call a cyclone. There's two tropical storms in the world right now, and they're over near Africa. Yeah, so cyclonic motion and a tropical cyclone are different. If you're rotating a wind towards the rising sun, then you will be moving cyclonically. And if you're moving away from the rising sun, which is counterclockwise, then you would be anticyclonic. And to be a tropical cyclone, you have to hit 74 miles an hour of wind, and until it does that, go blow smoke up the public's ass for your clicker baits. So Darwin, we're watching out for you, but the big shot is here, and these poor folks. And I'm going to go on live so we can have a chat. And New Zealand, as far as you guys are going, you're just Kambon City. My God, did they spray you like bugs today? That's the Grampian. That's a fire right there, and it showed you that waveform. And I haven't shown you the tendrils from the Angel of Death in the movie The Ten Commandments, just creeping over the entire North Island of New Zealand. All this crap. all this chem payloads coming over the top of you guys. And so I'm going to give a little quick run through of your weather so you can see what's going on because I can. You want to see your 10s? High. This date's here was a bit interesting. As it looks like that cyclone that's going to form is going to miss you entirely, which I'm happy to hear about. So I'm going to run you through a few days of what's going to go on in the old Zealand over here. I'll even give you some particle information. Slight bit of float wind-wise through Cooks today, going from west to east. It automatically comes out going south. It's like, yay, no super flood for the old Zealand. Tassie, I got you a bit on the screen down here. And get Sydney and Coffs on the screen. Yay, boo, looks like you got a bit of the wets coming for a few days for your camp draft, and then you're going to beautiful weather. Okay, so batten down the hatches for about 2 to 3 centimeters. Hey, that was for a friend of mine, man. I should say more than a friend. He's my brother, man. Hey, how about some thunderstorms coming through Melbourne, late evening hours on Sunday? We'll be watching for that. And still the New Zealand, you got a high parked over the top, which used to mean nice weather, but as you can see, the geoengineers can fuck up your day at a moment's notice. You can have a sunny day taken away from all the way over here, and this looks like aluminum hydroxide. Look at this off the coast of Square. Yeah. What are they, spinning the dreidel? Yeah, I went there. The Zionist dreidel, land grabber, or whatever. Oh yeah, they even got the symbols over here with the big question mark, wondering why the hell don't you see where they got an arrow pointed right at a big old fucking cloud of chemtrails up here. People don't see it. They don't see this whirling dervish in the center. They don't see that this happens because we allow it. They don't see because you don't want to see sometimes. You don't want to know that the things are geoengineered. You don't want to know that this event over here is a man-made event for the agenda. It's coming for your fucking land. It's coming for your cows. It's coming for your food. It's coming for your freedom. It's coming in your face whether you like it or not. Read it and weep. Big love. Stay safe. Be vigilant. I'll be back on the Heavy Yak. Peace.